Why in the world are you cold calling? Cold calling sucks. We hate it. It's the worst thing in the world. It's probably what you want me to say in this video. It's probably what we want you to say too. I'll be honest with you. Cold calling is one of the best ways to find motivated sellers. But a lot of people don't like doing it. And some people would call cold calling brain damage. They would call it torture. They akin it to PTSD, calling sellers hours and hours. And you see these ads everywhere, on YouTube. That's just like, oh, don't be like this loser who cold calls. Like, oh, cold calling? That's cute that you do that. But what the real experts do is they drop 30 grand a month in marketing. Like, you get that, right? Now, when you see the title of this video, it says stop cold calling, do this virtual wholesaling strategy instead. You're assuming I'm like any of those other YouTube ads you see or Instagram ads or Facebook ads that says cold calling. Oh, that's for the old people, right? We do all this great stuff, and maybe we could play on that and just show you how to spend 40 grand a month in marketing, and that'd be a great video. I mean, that's relatable to everyone, right? Everyone spends 40 grand a month, right? Everyone does that. Yeah. No. So no, that's not what this video is going to be about, right? This video, we're going to share with you exactly on this live stream how you can get a ton of wholesaling real estate deals without any cold calling. That's really what we're going to share today. Now, you can be broke and do zero cold calling and get a bunch of deals. Now, let me tell you a shocking statement. I made my first $100,000 in wholesaling at pretty much 17, 18 years old in high school without cold calling. Now, you made your first, what, $1 million, $2 million wholesaling without cold calling? Like, I mean,
I didn't start out cold calling, and
so you don't need a cold call to be successful.
I think if I started out cold calling, I would have destroyed it. But I just didn't do it. I didn't understand it. I didn't know how to do it, and honestly, maybe I was a little bit scared of it. Let's just to start in wholesaling is a lot, and I get it. I mean, I've never been the biggest fan of it just because I'm biased. When people cold call me, it annoys me. So I always kind of felt that way. But if I look back onto it, if I could have gone back and dove into it in the beginning, it would have massively increased my learning curve, my deal flow and everything. So you can't knock it. It's the most efficient way to connect with the most amount of sellers. You can't beat that. Don't have to get in a car or do that. It's not for everyone, though.
No, it's not. So we're going to share exactly today how to stop cold calling to start getting wholesaling deals. And so I want to let you know, guys, a lot of people kind of look at the answers for success in this business, right? They think, oh, how do I become more successful? I'm not getting any deals, right? You'll get people thinking that more cold calling is the answer. Oh, if I'm not making any money cold calling, then I just need to cold call more. That's not the answer. And I think a lot of people think in this business that the true answer to success is just to throw on more volume, right? That will just do more. And that's not always the case. And for a lot of people, it's not it. And, your favorite one, right, is, more wholesaling isn't the answer. More wholesaling softwares isn't the answer, right? Because, I mean, I think you were telling me about, talking to some people yesterday. It's like they thought, they had to master the software before they could become successful, right? And that's not the case.
No, it's listen, software, dialers, you name it, list stacking, whatever you want. They're great tools. But at the end of the day, you still got to go out there and do this business. And I was talking to someone the other deal. We spent so much time working on his X Leads account, and I started looking at all the tickets and all the time we spent doing it. And I simply asked, I said, how many deals have you done? He's like, I haven't done one yet. I go, if you spend this much energy marketing and just talking to people, you would have money in your bank account. And so I think sometimes we use things for a distraction. Don't get me wrong, X Leads, anything like that will help you out. But it's not going to do the wholesaling for you. At some point, you're going to have to talk to people, because we are the difference. Us wholesalers are the difference in connecting with people. Tools will make you faster, will make you look smarter, and will put you in front of more prospects. But at the end of the day, you still got to do it. You got to understand the first entire year I did this business, the only tool I really had was a cell phone. And I mean, We weren't quite dial up back then, but it was pretty bad. And I did everything off of an old school calendar and just like simple notes and sheets. So if it was good enough back for me then, you could still do it. You're only going to get so far when you do it. But I'm just telling you guys, some of you guys are spending hundreds, if not thousands of hours doing program and AI. And I'm here to tell you, if you took that same energy and putting it in dealing with your marketing and just talking with motivated sellers, you could do amazing things. So just make sure you don't get busy trying to build something. If you don't have any deals, your focus has got to be reaching out. I'd rather you spend 100 hours cold calling than 100 hours setting up the perfect automation for your software wholesaling business. It's just the truth. So if you have 0 deals and you're spending more time training in software, you didn't get the message. You've got to understand, because if you don't get a deal, you're not going to last. So it's the survival of the fittest wholesaling. It's fair to everyone, but if you don't make progress and get a deal done, don't worry about your softwares. Don't worry about your AI automation. It ain't going to work, because at some point you are going to have to connect with a seller to bring in the profit from your assignment of contracts.
Guys, you do not need a software to become successful. You do not need more cold calling. What you need to do is just have one important thing: eyeballs. And I'm not joking. Eyeballs is money in this business. And so I know it's really silly to kind of talk about it and like think about wholesaling like this, but that is how you have to look at this business. The most important thing in wholesaling is having eyeballs on you, of people that are like, hey, I'm looking to sell my property. And if people don't know you, you ain't going to make no money. And that's just the honest truth, because especially as a beginner in wholesaling, you do not have money to go buy, all these ads and go buy all this direct mail. You can't do it, right?
Yep.
And even if you did, you're trying to buy attention from people that want to sell their house. The problem is we got no cash. We got no money. How do we get people to know who we are? More importantly, that we are looking to buy houses for cash. And if they are interested in selling it, we meet them at the house. We virtually write the contract and we write the contract. That's what this business is all about. It's all about eyeballs. If people are looking at you saying, hey, you are looking to buy houses, that's what's most important. And a lot of people like to kind of get away from that. They want to talk about how, oh, it's the dispo that is everything. And it's not. The dispo is not everything. If you can get leads coming in, a deals will always follow, not vice versa. You can't go get a really good buyer and then all the deals come from a good buyer. It's always getting the leads, getting the deals, and then converting that into money. So the ones that make the most money in this wholesaling business are the ones that can consistently get leads, because you can consistently get leads, you consistently close, you can consistently wholesale them. And the thing is, I always look at it like, how do I make you like above average in wholesaling, right? Can I make you an above average acquisitions person? How long would it take me to get an average person off the street, 18-year-old kid, above average at acquisitions? If you sat them down for, whatever time, how long do you think until you make them above average?
Here's the truth. The bar is so low for what the average wholesaler is.
I know.
I'm here to tell you guys, it doesn't take much. Honestly, I could formulate someone in less than a week and have them just destroy most.
I'd probably say 2 weeks. 2 weeks if I was with them like 8 hours a day.
Well, let's go Tony Robbins 12, 14-hour days if I did it like that. But the reality is
2 weeks. Most
of you don't understand, like, when you talk about saturation, 95% of the people you're competing with are going to quit.
Yeah.
As soon as they have an obstacle, like, oh my God, this is really hard. Cold calling. Oh my God, this is brutal. Here's how most people do it. We have an expectation to go, man, wholesaling is just going to be golden. It's going to be cakewalk, hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank account. And what lets you in wholesaling, it lets everybody in. You can be a convicted felon. You can get in. That's what we all love about it. Capital restrictions, no, get in. But you all think it's this easy. And then you find out it's a mountain you got to get up. And the thing is, your expectations are so, and your expectations are so unrealistic. Name anything you get in life that is worth it. It's hard. Why do you think wholesaling is any different? And guys, if it was that easy, you wouldn't even have a shot at getting in. I would be selling franchises for like 800 grand per student. Yeah. You thought you had a coaching problem. Now it'd be 10 times worse. The reality is Most people can't handle it. 9 out of 10 wholesalers come in, they fail because they just think it's going to be easy. They take their old mindset. And the reality is, me and Zach give you the exact blueprint, the instructions on how to do it. Freewholesaling.com. The challenge mostly is just your mindset. I can't do it. Listen, if you say you can't do it, I agree with you. You can't do it. There's nothing me and him can do it. You just have to be average. You just have to beat average. You go through school your whole life, if you're on a grading curve or whatever. And I go, man, if I can just get like a C+, I'd be so happy. It's terrible. Why? Because I didn't have an expectation set, and I didn't have someone to guide me and go, hey, here's where you need, everyone's crap down here. You need to just crush them. And then you got to do the same thing in wholesaling. And guys, I can look at anybody's X Leads account and I can tell you if you're doing it or not. That's why I kind of love like softwares that push you to do marketing. And I always tell you this, guys, I will beat this till I'm in the grave. Marketing is everything in wholesaling, because if you don't survive the marketing, don't worry about the rest, because it won't be there for you.
I agree. So it takes about, I probably take someone who just like, we're not physically with them, maybe a month to be above average at acquisitions. Dispositions, 2 weeks, maybe. Like, I mean, that's simple. But to become an above average marketer, and how I define above average marketer is you're getting a lead a day. And I'm not talking like someone that I don't know, like, hey, like I'm actually interested in selling my house. Like, give me an offer, please. Get a lead a day. It's really hard to get somebody who's doing that within a month. Like that usually takes, and I'm just being honest, a lead a day is different than getting your first deal in 30 days, right? Like a minimum a year before you start getting like consistent deals like that, like boom, 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 unless you get some systems, something like that. And so the hardest part is to become above average at marketing. And that's kind of the most important part, because you could just go through freewholesaling.com. All the info is right there. Like all the acquisition secrets, like it's all there. All the dispo secrets, how to sell it for the most, how to lock it up for the best, how to lowball, like it's all there. It's getting the leads in the door. And that is the most important part. And if you don't believe me, just scroll on Facebook or YouTube. What are all of the YouTube ads about? Leads, 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 leads. It's all about leads. Buy my coaching program. You don't have to get leads anymore. Buy my coaching program. I'll show you how to get leads at this special new place to find wholesaling deals. Go buy my coaching program. It's all about focusing on leads, 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 leads. That's what it's all about, because that is where all the money's at in this business, because that's the biggest X factor to solve. Like we've already solved acquisitions and dispositions. Acquisitions, the big secret on acquisitions is information. So it's like, I have an information about how to close a sale that you don't know. No, the info's all already out there. You can even go to really any of the best sales training guys. They'll probably help you out with that too. Dispo, you just got to get a good deal, and the buyers basically come there. It's all public record who are good buyers. It's the marketing that's always the most important part. And so everybody asks, how do you hit 8 figures in wholesaling like me and Rick? It's not because we're so good at acquisitions. You know why? Because acquisitions is so easy. I can hire somebody off the street, train them with our SOPs in about a month. They can start going on appointments, closing well, right? So that's easy to be replaced. Can we replace a dispositions agent in our company in a month? Can I replace somebody to go put leads in the door every single day like us? No. And that's the big secret of how we can go get a bunch of deals. It's because we've mastered marketing, and that's where we put most of our focus. Hired out acquisitions all day. That's fine. But you ain't going to be no solo acquisitions guy, doing 8 figures. It don't happen like that. It's just the dang truth. And so if you want to become super successful in this business, eyeballs, 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 eyeballs. And that is where we're going to find the people that are having the most success. And the ones that focus on that are going to focus on getting a bunch of deals. And so let me let you know a little secret. Making calls doesn't produce attention the way that you think, right? A lot of people think, I love this. I called 5,000 people, Rick, and I didn't get a deal. You suck. You're terrible. And I only reply with one thing. How many of those people picked up the phone? It doesn't matter. I'm called. You never said someone had to pick up the phone. And that's how it all goes, right?
It's like people going to the gym. Like there's a big population. And listen, I used to be this person when I was a lot younger. I just went to the gym to give myself credit. I didn't give my body credit. And like, there's people who just go through the motions. It's like, don't get me through the doom scrolling in the gym as they sit on the equipment. But the reality is you got to show up for you, because we are not paid by the hour. You go to the gym, you're there an hour. The reality is you worked out 15 minutes, right? So you want to go put in a hard 45 minutes. Like, it's not easy to do. And you do it for the sacrifice and the pain to get something you want. So when it goes to cold calling, it's the same thing. People go, I made 100 calls. I'm like, dude, like, I always go like this with the credit. Here's your credit. You get credit. Is it feeding your ego? Because it doesn't matter. Honestly, you got to connect with someone to get it going. So you might have to make 500 or 600. And then when people turn around and go, my God, it's so painful. It's so tough. Listen, you can whine or you can win. You have to pick one.
Oh, I like that.
Do them both
Say it
at the
again.
same time.
Say that one again.
You can whine or you can win.
Oh,
Winners just stopped whining. That's it. That's the only difference. Hey, here's a little secret. It sucks for all of us, but some of us keep our mouth shut and we just do it. The reality of get going in wholesaling, we give you all the instruction you need. I've taken away your course fee, the stuff that stops most of you. So what's your excuse now? I didn't go through anything that you're not going through yourself. In fact, I sat in the pit of wholesaling for 7 years all by myself. He'll tell you, I just sat because I didn't know any better. And I had people lap me, but I got the best course in marketing and how to talk and build rapport. And that's my gift of sharing it with you. It's what I shared with my son. It's what I want to share with all of you. I felt like God was kind of torturing me because I didn't know how to get out of that hole. Remember, there was a lot less education when I did it. So I had to figure out. But all that time I spent with thousands and thousands of motivated sellers, it taught me a lesson. I know exactly who to focus on. I know exactly what my avatar seller is. And I see most people are wasting their time. So marketing, when we talk about cold calling, think of cold calling, that is your vehicle. Let me ask you, if you drive a beat up 2-door Civic, 1992 Honda Civic, or you drive like the maxed out Lamborghini, most beautiful car, they're both going to get you there. One just looks better than the other one. But like I always tell you, you go fishing, you really think the fish care if you got a $10 million yacht or a $500 dinghy? Like, it's a vehicle. Marketing is about getting attention. How can I get attention? Let's be honest. We're trying to find a small niche in our market. You're going to have to expose it. And the other part is when you guys start out, you don't have any leads. You're going from zero. And to go from zero, you got to go to 1 mile, to 2 mile, to 3 mile an hour. And it's hard. 70% of our deals come through the follow-up. When you don't have any follow-up, that means you're going to have an incredible amount of volume to make up. And you know what that volume is going to do secretly to you? It's going to teach you the game of wholesaling, how to talk to people. It's going to build your confidence. And if you can survive and get some deals under your belt, you're well on your way to survive. But most people want to talk about wholesaling. We want to connect with people who actually want to do the work of wholesaling.
That's what it's all about. And so I get a lot of people just they want to focus on the calls. I spent 10 hours in the gym today. Like it don't matter. Okay. You know, when we talk about the gym, right? It's not about a lot of people are like, they take the ego lifter and they take 100-pound dumbbells and go, ah, it's like, it's not about, you know, the weight. It's about the weight on the muscle. And so that's the most important part.
It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger used to say, he goes, when the cameras are on, there were huge dumbbells. When the camera's off, it's a 20-pound dumbbell, hundreds and hundreds of times till he can't lift it anymore. So remember, guys, you got to check your ego. It's not about if you look good doing it, because I promise you, you're not going to look good. It's very painful in the beginning. And once you understand, hey, I just got to get 1% better each day, you can make real progress in wholesaling.
So you got to understand that it's about people, like we're talking about cold calling, but we're going to talk about kind of no cold calling, but like answered calls over all these vanity metrics. And so you're probably struggling with your calling and all these other things, but you're probably looking at these vanity metrics, right? It's all about the vanity. Oh, how many calls I'm making? How it's all this stupid stuff, guys. What it's all about is about getting contacts in this business. And so I don't care if you're going to do reverse trying for dollars, if you're going to text, whatever. Like, you know, a lot of people are trying to avoid cold calling in this video, and that's fine to a point. But like, just know that you still have to understand the fundamentals of marketing, which is eyeballs. People actually listen to your message. So if you text 10 people, it don't matter how many people, it's how many people saw that text. That's what it's all about. And then obviously like the quality of the list, right? Like texting a probate list be way better than calling or texting a vacant property list, right? And so I want everyone to make an announcement before we get into the info, the important stuff. If you're just watching this to avoid cold calling, like the door's that way, okay? Like get out of here, all right? Like leave. And the reason you need to leave is like, if you're just the type of person that just wants to get out of this, I just hate cold calling because I don't want to work hard. Like you can go, okay? This is not going to be like the easy scheme.
The easy button. Remember Staples used to have the easy button? You hit it. Easy.
It's not the easy button, right? It's going to be hard work still, right?
Smash the hard button.
You know, a lot of people used to get this thing, and I actually kind of talked about it, right? I'm beefing with Jake Paul's dad right now. Not a joke. He gave me a hate comment on a subject too, and that was hilarious.
So funny.
But like a lot of people will go to me, and I don't respond to any haters unless they have more followers than me. And he definitely has a lot more followers than me.
Yeah, he does.
That he does. But basically, Jake Paul's dad decided to say that wholesaling was like and subject to is a scam and all these things. And I have no idea why this guy's even worrying about me, which is hilarious. But like, I don't know. Do you just stare at 25-year-olds on social media and just commenting about they don't know what they're doing? But the thing about it is, a lot of people look at wholesaling as like the scam. Oh, it's a get rich quick scheme. You know, I hate it when people call it that because I'm like, it is though. And like, I don't want to say it because it sounds like I'm trying to promote the scam, right? Like, oh, buy my info course and we got the whole thing. But like, wholesaling is not a get rich quick scheme. What I like to call it is it's a get rich quick ... hard work scheme. So you're going to work really hard in a very short amount of time to make a lot of money. Because yeah, if I'm going to sell you on something, right? Like you make a ton of money and you do it really quick. But they're missing the third part, which is you got to work really, really hard for it.
Yeah, that's what most people don't see. It's funny that I love my entire life since I've been in wholesaling 23 years, like day one, scam. It's a scam. And so if you ever sit down with someone who just labels it scam, I go, walk me through it. And what I've learned is the psychology of the other person. Like, it's not fair you can make that much money, and I have to sit over here in my 9-to-5 cubicle and make an eighth of what you do, and you can get there. Dude, not only did I sit in the cubicle, I cleaned it and I scrubbed it and I sat in it for 7 years. So it's so easy for you to pass judgment. When people say it's a scam, it means that's not fair because I want it, but I don't want to do any of the work. And so I just kind of laugh. Are there scams? Scams are always when you're taking people's money and you're completely fooling them. Yeah. We don't make anybody sell us a house that doesn't want to sell us. That's why we're not a sales position. You go buy solar, go buy all that other stuff. But I find when people label scam, they do it quickly in wholesaling and then just ask them, what do you do for a living? They go, and the bottom line is, it's not fair you can make that much money, but I don't want to do the work. So it's much easier to call it a scam because it's about how they feel about their own life. So like, I used to get really upset when people called it a scam. And I just don't even care anymore. I'm like, call it what you want. I don't even care anymore.
No, it's crazy. Like if you ever go on my favorite place on the internet, Reddit, and if you ever search if you go to Reddit and you just look at just search Rick Ginn on Reddit. And if you search any name in real estate on Reddit, they're all scam artists.
Everyone's a scam artist.
Like this Zach guy, he's a scammer. You know, he's selling a course. I'm like, where
Tony Robbins is a scammer.
Where are you getting this info from? And the coolest part about Reddit, I just want to let everyone know, if you're ever on Reddit, if you search someone like attacking me on Reddit, just look at their profile. And this is not a joke. I found somebody on Reddit. They're like, Zach's like terrible. He sucks. He's whatever, right? And somebody commented like, I actually did a deal with Rick and Zach. Like,
yeah.
They're actually doing deals with me. And the guy said, yeah, but besides that, like, he's not real. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And you click the people that are hating on me, you can actually look at what they post. They have a whole Reddit history. Yeah. And these people, if you look at them, no joke, they're all anonymous, but they're like, I'm depressed. How do I deal with my anxiety? My mom's kicking me out.
Are you going to do it anonymously there?
Yeah, you can look at the people who are putting the hate comments on you,
Yeah.
and you can look at their history. And most of them have like, oh, I'm in depression. I don't believe in capitalism, all this stuff. And there's one guy who he's commented on any post about me on Reddit. Fun fact. He posted on everything about me about how I'm the worst human being in the world. No joke. This happened last November. And he started commenting all of a sudden. I'm like, this guy's like, I don't know who this dude was. Certified #1 Zach hater out there. I didn't know I had a #1 hater. This guy commented about how much he hates me like twice, 2 or 3 times a day. Then he started commenting. He's like, hey, I heard about this guy's wholesaling course. It's pretty good. And I started like, huh. And he started commenting that every day except with the Zach hate. And I'm a troll, so I keep looking at him like, huh. So I go inside the guy's coaching program because I got my hands in multiple things. And it turns out it was his coaching program because they only had 10 signups. And the guy's coaching program, and I have the video still on YouTube. His coaching program taught people how to find wholesaling deals by putting sticky notes on houses.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Posting digital bandit signs. He called them digital bandit signs. He used the reverse drawing for dollars script word for word.
There's tons of
and
them.
he taught how to pull government lists. And I'm like, oh, he doesn't hate me. He loves me.
Yeah.
And just like, you know, like you're gonna get across people that tell you wholesaling sucks. It's like it's a reflection on themselves.
The word,
no joke, this person deleted that account right after I exposed them, and they're like, hilarious. But the point of what I'm trying to say is you're gonna have people tell you that wholesaling sucks, it's terrible. And you know, you probably got in this business because you want to make a lot of money really fast. What I want you to understand, okay, this is super important. If you're watching this video because you want to avoid working hard, please just get off this video. You're going to have to work hard. Now, you can make a lot of money very, very quickly in this business. I am promising you that it's completely possible. I'll give you another promise. Me and Rick are not going to ask for a dime from you to make that 10, 15, 30 grand. Most people tell you, oh, you got to go with a credit card. Like I'm telling you right now, you should just put whatever $10,000 program I want to sell you, put down a credit card right now. That is the best investment you can make in your life at 90% interest. Okay, it's the best investment. You can 10x it, and you're going to get told a bunch like this is not my promise. My promise is for $0, I will teach you how to get all the wealth you want in your life through wholesaling real estate. The only thing I need you to do is actually work hard, and a lot of people don't want to do it. So let's get in the info and let's start getting rich. So inbound marketing is king. I cannot stress this enough. And as much as I love talking about SMS, outbound, email blasting, the true pinnacle of marketing is inbound by far. If you look at a ratio from the amount of ease, like the best quality of leads versus the least amount of work you have to do, it's always inbound, right?
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah. I mean, we all start out outbound for obvious reasons, financial reasons.
Explain them.
Well, so outbound is when you go out and chase people. Let's just say what it is: texting, cold calling, door knocking. So my first experience was door knocking. That's the only option I had because I'm not that old. It wasn't one of the round dialers type of deal, but I should have taken cold calling, but I didn't. So I went out and I just chased people in pre-foreclosure. Honestly, it would have been a much easier to do the cold calling now that I think about it. But honestly, it got me over my fear of being rejected and getting it through it because the pain of all the crap I went through the last 12 years of my life, I was willing to walk through fire to get it done. And so I started out outbound the first year like most people did. And then I had the bill, I got some money. I could add inbound. Now, here's the secret. This is the big switch. Once you go from like 0 deals, say you get 3, 4, maybe around 5, you can add inbound marketing. But here's what most people make a mistake is they stop the outbound marketing and they think the inbound is going to replace everything. You got to go through another 2 to 3 month market cycle to get regular deals from that, kind of like starting over. So the most painful part's when you're doing both. It's excruciating because you just feel like, "Are you kidding me? I drive for dollars all day. I cold call all night. I door knock. I've done everything. And now you want me to spend money on inbound marketing. And then I got to answer those leads as fast as possible." Yeah. So the first inbound example we like to promote is once you know how to talk to sellers, you're extremely efficient at dealing with all the objections and everything, then you can do inbound. Why? Because now you're spending money. And if you're not confident in talking to sellers and you don't know how to take deals down, you're going to be throwing money out the window and you're going to get frustrated. So direct mail is one of the easiest way to do that transition. It's legal, it's scalable, and you can do it on your own. And we want to create such a problem for you that you have to get other people to help you out doing it. But keep in mind, I did inbound email marketing for 6 years on my own. I did get help. My wife helped me out with some of it on the initial screening and stuff like that. But I just didn't know how to grow a business at the time. I knew wholesaling. I just didn't know how to grow a business. So at some point, you guys doing the outbound effort, you got to do that to survive because you got to get some money because you started with no capital. So you have to spend your hustle muscle. You get a few dollars, you get some deals, you get like an X leads or something like that. You quadruple your volume, whatever, you 10X it, then you get another deal or two, and then you can really turn it on. And we call that leverage in wholesaling. And that's basically go, wait a minute, I just killed myself to get 3 or 4 deals. I gave everything 3-6 months. And then you hit this lever on inbound marketing because you understand exactly what you're looking for. You go to the exact market, you set in the filters, and all of a sudden you can bang out 5 or 6 deals, what took you 6 months to get it. That's how wholesaling really works. So the power of going from outbound to inbound is powerful. The riskiest part's when you're doing both, because once you do inbound, if you stop outbound, your deals stop and you got to go through this entire 2 or 3 month cycle. And that's where I see most people make mistakes. So I love outbound, but like, it's not going to grow into a monster business for you because at some point, I don't know about you, I don't want to do driving for dollars 40 hours a week and like just putting in 6-hour cold call days. But you got to do what you got to do in the beginning. And I just find most people they say they want to do it, but when it comes down to it, they always say, I should do it. So the should has to turn into a must. And that's the difference between successful wholesalers and ones that don't do it. And I get it. We're all in different markets. We all have different learning curves and stuff like that. I mean, I already tell you, I got ADHD and I got through it. It just took me longer than most people. But I got a valuable lesson on how to find the best deals and how to only deal with people that really need to sell their house. And I watch all these wholesalers chase everybody and they're just broke all the time and they spend hundreds of hours on their CRM. Guys, go out, get the outbound, get some deals under your belt, make a small investment to 10X your leads, some sort of software X leads, and then you just keep growing. And then the inbound, I mean, you can scale it as big as you want. It's up to you. Remember, you are sculpting the business you want. You decide what you want to do it. I like working with small teams. I can easily pull in $1 million and do 50% profit margins. And most of you would be ecstatic with that. And that's what me and Zach teach you guys how to build. Can you scale it and go bigger? You can, but remember, I don't want a corporate job. If you guys want a corporate job and show up at a cubicle 6 days a week to say you're the boss, to be my guest. So you can go as big as you want with it, but remember, as you scale, when you get into much bigger numbers in wholesaling, the margins get smaller and smaller because it's just, there's a cost to doing it.
Yeah. So what we're trying to show again is kind of the difference between all these other marketing channels, and we should probably make a little chart. We should probably get a graphic designer and go a little crazy. This is from the live stream on Tuesday, my 0 to $1 million guide, right? And what I really want to share exactly is like the ROI you should really be kind of looking at for wholesaling. And when I say ROI, I taught you return on your investment. Like if you put $1,000 into this for the month, what should you expect in return for whatever you're doing, right? What you're going to find is you're going to have infinite, obviously, if you spend no money. Duh. If you want to like go solo, do it yourself, like pull lists, get like a dialer, get a texting software, right? You're going to be about 150, 100 reverse trying for dollars by yourself solo. But you're going to be stuck at like 200-300 grand a year, which is not a problem. That's not a problem at all. But when Rick talks about inbound, it's going to be very hard to find inbound strategies that get like 150x return on your money, right?
You're not going to get it.
Like spending $40 for the month for gas money to drive for dollars and then call them, that is going to give you such better return on your investment than hiring an SMS VA. I'm just being honest with you, right? Now, one's way easier, and we're not really showing that in this chart. And we're going to break down, we got some things to work on how to like kind of display that a little better. But once you start getting into, 20, 30x, right, you can definitely do that. That's going to be more inbound stuff. It's a lot easier to get the leads, but your return's not going to be as great, right? You might have to drop 3 or 4 grand to go make 80 grand, which sounds bad. Oh my gosh. Oh, terrible. But it's not, right? And then like you look at this too, right? If you want to look at like Facebook ads, PPC stuff, like you're going to be 5x and less, which they're all sexy. But the reason they're all sexy is because they sound great. But in reality, right, like you don't get the best ROI. Like for most PPL, you're going to be at 2x return on your ad spend.
And the whole goal of that chart, so you understand, is nobody got in the wholesaling to grind 80, 90 hours a week for the rest of their life. Don't do what Rick, I did for 7 years, way too long, but it had a purpose and I'm okay with it. But at some point, you're going to trade your ROI for your ROT. And that's what we're talking about, the return on time as opposed to return on investment. So in the famous words of Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street, is the reality is some of you guys got no money and do whatever you got to do to pay your rent, to keep the lights on, to keep your car payment going, to put food on your kid's table. As he says in his infamous meeting, you're behind on your rent, pick up the phone and use the words we teach you. Your old lady getting ready to kick you out, pick up the phone, dial it and fix it. And guys, listen, once you get your rent paid, you get your mortgage caught up, you go to a fancy dinner or two, you go, man, how can I get back some time? And that's where you go from outbound to inbound. But as I told you, do them both so you don't have a gap and you don't get frustrated. Because why turn off what was working before? You just want to churn fuel in it. I have opened so many people's eyeballs on like how to do this. And dude, the instruction's simple. It's getting your mindset past it. So honestly, if you're struggling right now and you got a motivated seller and you're trying to make 15 grand, but you got 5 grand on the table and that bill's due Friday, exchange speed to solve a problem in your life. It's okay. I can't tell you how many properties I sold to cover a bill or to like calm my wife down at the time, because sometimes you have to do it. Some of you guys like swing the bat. What if you could put 3 grand in your pocket right now? Every one of you have the ability to do that. And if you're behind on your bill or something like that, but I don't know about like when you're behind on your rent, you're getting eviction notices, you don't have food, it's really hard to market. And so get some money, get the deals done. Don't be greedy. Give someone a great deal and you will solve problems in your life. And then when you get some time back, you can buy that time back. And that's what we're talking about, ROI versus ROT. At some point, every one of us wants to make the transition because we don't want to work this hard. You just got to work smarter.
Exactly. So again, there's the difference here between the inbound and the outbound marketing. So most likely you don't like cold calling because it's outbound. I'm just being honest, right? Inbound is probably going to be a better option. Now, again, what is inbound marketing again? Inbound marketing is just whatever type of marketing you can do to go get motivated seller leads, where the seller will come to you, say, hey, I'm interested in selling, or they just reach out to you, versus outbound, where we go to the sellers, right? We reach out to the sellers, right? I like to think about it as kind of like, one of them's like fishing, where like you're going out there and you're attacking, versus kind of like you're letting the fish come to you, right? So again, the one thing I'll find with inbound marketing is it's going to cost a lot more money on average. Now, this might be, $300, $400, $500, thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, but inbound marketing can just keep going up. Trust me, all these marketing agencies for wholesaling, they'll love to take your money. They have no problem with it.
Remember, guys, marketing is the mother of all skill. So if me and Zach are willing to do a deal with you guys and give you 50%, heed the warning. Like, marketing is everything. Whoever gets that lead is usually the person in control. You have a lead, I'll work with you, man, because I know how valuable those leads are. And the more you market, the more you understand that theory.
Exactly. So
Fact.
I just remember that inbound marketing sounds sexier, but there is usually a cost to it. The reason why is because here's the thing about outbound marketing that you just got to understand, right? When you do outbound marketing, you might get 50 leads in a month, right? And honestly, probably out of those 50, 10 of them are like legitimately like really solid, won an offer. But you could probably pull about 15 good leads from those 50, right? People that say, I want to sell, but people are like, you can actually make offers on. When it comes to inbound, you're only going to get 10 leads. You're not going to get 50, you're just going to get 10. And so there's a push and a pull, right? You're going to get way more leads doing outbound, and you're actually going to get about 50% more leads outbound marketing than inbound. But every lead that comes in inbound is going to be really high quality. And so that's the main difference you're going to find. Now, the cool part about outbound is it's way more cheaper. You just get way more volume of leads. And that's the really cool part about it. And a lot of it's not cold calling in general. But I think the first thing we got to talk about is if you hate cold calling, by the way, I want you to understand this. If you personally hate cold calling and you have a budget, the most likely thing for you to do is just hire someone to cold call for you. Just being honest with you. Okay, like let me cook. Okay. But if you hate cold calling and you make, let's say, for example, you work at, I don't know, Chick-fil-A. How much do they pay at Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A hours.
Nothing but poison in that food.
Oh, it's good though. I don't care.
You ever hear what they put in that chicken?
I'll go to that place every day. I don't care. They pay 20. They say their pay range is between $15 to $40 an hour. $40 an hour. Lord. When I first started at the grocery store, I was $7.25, and the guy told me, he said, I got good news. You're getting a raise. I said, really? My first day, he said, yeah, because they just passed this new law saying I had to pay you $8 an hour. Now that was back in 2016. No, 2014. Oh Lord, that's how old I am. So it says here, team member average $21 an hour. So I have an argument to tell you that it's actually cheaper to pay a VA. I know we're gonna get some people upset at me. It's actually going to be cheap. So think about this, right? If a VA is $6 an hour, and you can make, let's say $20 an hour doing basically fast food. That means basically 1 hour of work is 3 cold calling hours. And so what I'm basically trying to state here is, like, if you hate cold calling so much and you work at Chick-fil-A, for example, right? It might be better to say, hey, can I pick up an extra 5 hours? Boss man, whatever, Mr. Chicken, I don't know. Is the cow, Mr. Cow? I don't know, right? Whoever the cow guy is, right? If you worked, let's say 5 extra hours this week, you have 100 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's 100 divided by 6. It's going to be, that's 16 hours of cold calling you can pay for. So really, I know this sounds crazy. Okay. Let's see here. It's crazy. I think it's absolutely insane. All right. So sorry, I just deal with a real estate deal. But basically, one thing you gotta understand is if you go out here, right, and if you made, I don't know, an extra 5 hours a week, right, you could technically get 16 hours of cold calling done. That's pretty dang efficient. So if you work a fast food joint, like, just get some extra hours and use that to pay a VA. I know that's very unconventional thinking, but like, think of the arbitrage on that, right?
Yep. The challenge is going in, like, who you hire, who you can trust, and who's actually going to be effective. And that's a little bit of the Wild West. Everybody's got a VA calling service. And that's the challenge. So my advice to you is get some experience in cold calling so you at least know how to manage them, and go get the absolute best list possible and know your KPIs, because every VA I've ever met with, it's like the golden child. I'll just fill your inbox up with leads, and just, you got to navigate through that. But you're correct. Trading your time for money. It's all got to start somewhere.
So if you're cold calling by yourself, it might be better just to hire a VA to do it. I'm just letting everybody know, right? So it's just, that's something to think about, right? It's crazy to me that, like, some people are just like going to cold call after work. Sometimes it might actually be way more efficient to go do that. And so if you hate cold calling so much, maybe just hire someone to cold call for you. but maybe you just want to avoid that. Okay, cool. So we got to understand that free inbound though is the real cheat code. So let's say you have $0, right? Like say like any money you make at your job, it's spent towards the expenses. Okay, fine. The best cheat code for anyone as a beginner, if you hate cold calling, is free inbound. Because we talked about the benefits of free. I mean, free. Everyone loves the word free, right? And then you have the benefits of inbound marketing, which is like amazing. So you can do free inbound marketing. That's the real cheat code. Now, here's the thing about free inbound marketing. Free inbound marketing is not super like 15 minutes a day. It's a little bit of work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, there's some free inbound, 5 minutes a day. I'll actually show you to do, right? It's like the 5-minute abs, 5-minute leads. I should write a book called 5-minute leads.
Yeah.
5-minute abs, and then there's 4-minute abs, 60-second abs, there's 30-second abs, and it just kept going. I'll do 30-second leads. Why not? My new book coming out. But the craziest part about it is that's the best cheat code, right? And obviously paid inbound is going to be the best, right? If you have a budget over $1,000 a month, just try some paid inbound. It's going to be best. And then obviously paid outbound. So paid inbound $1,000 a month or more. Paid outbound is going to be $300 a month, right? Nothing crazy, right? So everybody talks about how it's important to have that speed to like the lead, right? It's very important to be at that lead as soon as possible, right? Everyone talks about that, right? Get to the lead as quick as you possibly can. Well, what I want to kind of talk about, and this is going to kind of open your eyes of like the entire marketing world for wholesaling, but how about we ever look at brain damage to a lead? And the way I look at it is how much suck do I have to go through to do this specific marketing like tactic, right? So like if we compare drawing for dollars, let's do 10 hours of drawing for dollars versus 10 hours of cold calling. Which one is way worse for you?
Worse cold calling.
Cold calling, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
so
yeah.
you would probably say after 10 hours of drawing for dollars, you'd be okay, I worked a little bit.
I get a little card
versus 10 hours of cold calling though, you're gonna be on the floor.
Yeah,
you're not like 10 hours with your ADHD. Oh yeah, right.
I'm extremely comfortable driving for dollars because it's how I started. But I got to tell you, man, like that whipping your head around. I know with the apps and everything today, but man, it gets me major car sick.
Never talks about how people look at you crazy when you're driving slow. They're like, what's this guy doing? Is he about to rob me?
Dude, I had my back window busted out once.
Yeah, but you were in.
I was in the wrong. I started.
You're in the wrong neighborhood, buddy.
That was the hardest deal I ever did.
Oh Lord! But let's talk about brain damage to a lead. I know that sounds kind of crazy to say, but like, it just seems like you were like, oh my, this is like torture. And so what I kind of want to think about is like, sometimes we look at marketing as like, oh, well, what's the easiest one? I'm just gonna go all in on that. Well, sometimes that turns into like eating cake. All right. So we love cake, right? You love cake. I love wedding cake. I love all cakes.
That's a problem.
But what if I said, okay, Rick, you love cake so much, fine. You're going to eat cake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the next year. You probably never want to see cake ever again after that, right?
Yep.
So sometimes when you have like ADHD, I'm not going to name anyone here that has ADHD. I could sit down and do something for 10 hours straight, no problem, and just like go crazy. You like to bounce around, right? You have to take a schedule break, then go back into it, right? That's how you're most efficient with working. Sometimes you guys treat it like cake. Like you're just gonna like, oh, SMS, and it's all you do is SMS, and like you start like, I hate this. I hate what I'm doing. So we talk about like brain damage when it comes to marketing. Sometimes it's better to do like, I don't know, 5 hours of cold calling and then do 5 hours of drawing for dollars the next day and then go back to cold calling. Sometimes that is just way better, like having cake every other day versus doing it every single day, right? You still have to market, you still have to find leads every day. But if you call it one day, you drive for dollars the other day, and you just kind of alternate it, it's a little better. So let's kind of talk about how we're going to get deals from the most suck to the least, from the least suck to the most suck. What sucks the most and what sucks the least in wholesaling. So we'll start from the order of what is the worst marketing that you hate the most. Like if this way I like to look at it is if you had to make me do 100 hours in a week of doing this, what would make me the least excited from the most excited? By far, The least excited I'd be is if you made me do 100 hours of door knocking in a week.
That's what I you want to know why I did door knocking?
Oh,
Because that's what I was told to do. I was like a soldier when it came to wholesale. I'm like, dude, I'll do anything. A guy gave me a list and goes, go knock on these 100 doors. I'm like, what do I say? It's the stupidest line. But like I did it.
Give people the line.
Oh, the line was knock, knock, knock. They go, can I help you? They go, I can't help but notice the impending problem on your property. And you know that, what was that? Dodgeball, dip, dive, duck, and weave. Like it was terrible. But the thing is, it got me deals. It was beyond, honestly, cold calling would have been a piece of cake.
It gets deals. We are not arguing.
You talk the level of sucking, guys. The sucking on this one. This show's sounding brutal, but I'm just telling you, I didn't like. I was one of the people though. Like I didn't question it. I just did it. If they told me to cold calling. And by the way, I got with like a group of investors. I didn't do it with a mentor or anything like that. I thought some of their advice was just horrible, but it was simply pre-foreclosure list, knock on the doors. I can't help but notice your impending problem.
I'll tell you what, if you were going to door knock pre-foreclosures, you will guarantee get it. If you door knock in every pre-foreclosure in any city, including Phoenix, LA, maybe not New York City, like just general, like anywhere. If you door knock every pre-foreclosure for the month, you will get a deal.
But it's not easy. I just
not
keep thinking
easy.
that what was the guy's coach's name in Dodgeball? He said and he's just chucking, like he's
chucking
wrenches at him, dive, like, ah. And honestly, I feel like sometimes you guys need someone that'll do that because that's how brutal it is.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
I'm a dodgeball kid, and Jim, man, we used to just salivate when they said dodgeball. Because you just pick off all the weak kids as fast as you could. You know, you can't even do dodgeball. It's not even like, I don't know if it's politically correct. It's not safe for the kids.
A girl in middle school almost lost an eye.
But we loved dodgeball because it was the best metaphor of life. Only the strong, the ones that wanted to win. Because you had to want to win.
It was bad.
And I saw girls after they got like hit a certain amount of times, they got scary, man.
In middle school, this kid, he was a pitcher.
Yeah.
And he smacked a girl right in the eye and she almost lost an eye. I don't know what happened.
But dodgeball,
man. That was scary.
We actually did it all the way in high school. It was horrifying. It was horrifying. Middle school is the prime. That's when I just loved it. And you had to like get with teams and stuff. But it's like, I look at sometimes the training of wholesaling, like, you know, just like the dodgeball team, dive, duck, weave, and whatever it was. And like, I don't think we need to chuck Allen wrenches at you, but like, you need someone just saying, listen, some of you guys, they go, my favorite is like, oh, listen, you just need to go out and cold call. And what do people think? I don't like cold calling. It makes me very uncomfortable. Oh, why? Like, so now we're going to pick and choose which one's going to work best for you. I wish somebody instructed me on cold calling. It'd been a lot less painful. Dude, I could write a book on just the door knocking I did. It was horrifying. Dogs chasing me, people spitting on me. Like terrible, terrible stuff. But there was no ring cameras back then, and you did have their attention back then. It's much harder now on that point.
So avoid the dodgeball. When I was in middle school, correct, when you grew up, your dodgeballs were rubber. When I grew up, it was right before I don't know if they still have it. They had the foam ones. The baseball kids found out if they just squeezed the foam like a baseball, they could pitch that thing. It was worse. That was bad.
We had techniques to overinflate or underinflate. You could scratch the ball, so when it hit someone, it really took some skin off, man. Listen, we got to bring dodgeball back. We bring dodgeball back to wholesaling because some of you guys need to look at like a dodgeball game, like because in the beginning when you do dodgeball, I remember the first time I got introduced to it, it was like hazing. It's like, why do they want to kill me with this ball so bad? And the people that didn't know what they were doing, they just got picked off, and you got a hit in the head because you didn't protect your head. And by the end of like junior high, you were like looking to just take it out on the next kid. And I don't know. I'm just kind of old school.
Right, okay. But basically, door knocking is like the worst one. And I'm not saying like it gets deals. Best one to get deals. If you like deals per hour, like that's the best one. But it is not fun. I'll just be honest with you.
You have such a small window to connect, and it is stressful.
It is. And so what's next? Cold calling. Like you hate on cold calling. Door knocking is way worse. But number two is right there, cold calling.
I can't spit on you in cold calling. They can't. And you can't get bit by a dog. Both those things happen to me. It's terrible. All they can do is hang up on you or call you a bad name.
They can't spit on you when you cold call. That is true. But yeah, cold calling is not fun still, but still, it's an amazing way to get deals. I push people to still cold call to this day. But if you want to avoid it, hire someone to do it for you. Now, number 3 here, and this is getting better and better. I'd say cold calling like super niched out data, like calling 100 leads in a week.
Yeah.
Probates, like drawing for dollars leads.
I do like
that's
that.
going to be way better. I don't even consider it cold calling to that point. Really not that bad, right? Now, let's kind of get into avoiding cold calling. Like, let's just make it even easier and easier and easier, right? Number 4, text blasting on X leads. Like, just text like 2,000 or 3,000 people in a day. Pull list on X leads, high equity, all skip traced on there. Start texting. Like, by far, like that's going to be way better than cold calling. It costs money, right? The reason I push X leads for the paid SMS is, yeah, you have to deal with A2P, which takes about like a couple days to get approved. But it's about, if you're going to send, let's say 15,000, or you get 15,000 skip traces on X leads, it'll cost you around $130 to send 15,000 text out. It's really pretty dang cheap. I mean, that's pretty good. That's, if you do 25 days, that's like 600 a day for 25 days, Monday through Friday. Like, you're going to get a lot of deals and leads from that, right? Now, number 5, I would tell you even better than texting is drawing for dollars and then texting those leads. It's way better. Like, you're going to text 500 people. That will cost you a whopping, $4 to drive for dollars, and text blast. Like, very hard to get an ROI above that. So by far, I would highly encourage that. Number 5. Number 6, guys, we're only getting easier here. Like, we're talking about least brain damage, email blasting, especially using our EOG system, where you're just sending out offers via email. It's like postcards, but with emails. And the best part about it is you might have to get like the X plan on X leads, but you can get 60,000 skip traces included on the X plan, and you can send 30,000 emails a day. Now, I get people crying to me, Zach, you said I could send 1,000 a day per Gmail. I said, no, I did not. I said you could send 1,000 a day. You're probably gonna need 5 or 6 Gmail accounts. And everyone gets all like butthurt about it. I'm like, it costs no money to email blast. But yes, if you go to freewholesaling.com, which I think everyone should go to freewholesaling.com. I'll put the link below really quick. That's my free real estate wholesaling course. And there you can download a software that will connect your Gmail account to your Google Sheets. And from there, all you have to do is put the emails and they'll text blast offers. Now, you have to go through the whole EOG course. It's all in there in freewholesaling.com. But the coolest part about it is you can send 30,000 emails a day, no problem. You just got to worry about skip tracing. Even the pro plan, you get 25,000 skip traces, so that's not bad. But even on the basic plan, you get 15,000. Collect 15,000 skip traces month 1. Month 2, you get 15,000. Month 3, 15. You have 45,000 emails. Done.
Yep.
Right? You got 45,000 emails, and you go crazy on that, right? But the amount of people that are not email blasting, it is really sad. And everyone talks about and complains, I can't find leads. I can't find deals. Email blast. Why not? Here's the thing. You send the email out. Here's the thing about it. All you do is just put the emails in the spreadsheet and you press send. And they all send on Gmail. Then you go get your other Gmail, connect it, do it again. Probably do 100 per Gmail. Do 10 Gmails. And for the day, you can make 10 Gmail accounts. It's not that hard. You're watching on YouTube. And you send 1,000 a day, 30,000 for the month. You send 30,000 emails, someone's going to say, hey, I'm actually interested in this. I like that offer.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the problem. You refuse to go to freewholesaling.com, learn how to do the system, go through it within an hour. You go from here. But here's the thing. What if I sold it for $1,000? This new special system that's not texting, calling, or anything. It's a special, big secret. Pay me $1,000. I'll teach you. And then I sold you something like that. Then you guys would be lining out the door and you're buying that course all day. But I give it for free. And so you guys are like, oh, I don't know. It's free. It's like everything I give's free. So simple to set it up. Okay. Just get it going and get a bunch of deals from the email blasting. It's amazing. People are selling courses on email blasting, by the way. I came out with this and people started selling courses on it. Shocker. Number 7, let's make it even easier. Again, reverse drawing for dollars. It don't get much easier than that. But you just put sticky notes on doors. So go to the dollar store, spend $1, get 500 sticky notes, and write on the sticky note, hey, this is Zach. I had a quick question about your house. Please give me a call back. Put it on the door of an ugly house.
It works.
Or guess what? This is even better. And the reason why we devised this method was because it got rid of the worst. It got the benefits of door knocking without any of the spitting. And so it's a spitless door knocking system.
That is.
And so what you used to do is you used to go to the person's stupid door and knock on the door, and hopefully they didn't want to punch you. Well, guess what you do now? Well, guess what happens now, right? You were doing that in 2004. What do you think happens now you knock on someone's door? It goes, bah, 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 bah. Hello, who is this? Can you open the door? No. What do you want?
Yeah,
You're on the Ring doorbell, right? And so what we basically had to deal with is like, how do we deal with the Ring doorbells now? So just put a sticky note on the door, and then
don't put it over the Ring camera.
Don't put it on the Ring camera. We've tried that out. But you put it on the door, and I promise you they'll see it. There's a reason why code enforcement, that they do all that stuff, right? They always, that's why when they just send mail or they'll try to serve you in a court lawsuit, they always put it on the door because you'll always see it. And you see, like, who's this person? Why do they put a sticker on my door? I better call them up. Yeah. Guys, I know some people say, I'll never answer that. 80% of the time, they're going to answer it.
People are curious. And
that's human beings by nature. And human beings will always revert to like the deepest parts of their subconscious. No joke. Like some guys will see that and be like, oh my God, is that my long lost lover from high school, Emily? Maybe she wants me back.
Yeah.
That's automatically what they think, by the way. If it says like, call me back, it's Emily. They're like, oh my God. Right. Maybe it's my neighbor. Maybe they think I'm cute. Right. Like no joke. And I know, like, I'm not even trying to be funny here. People revert to like crazy thinking because they think of the craziest scenarios in their head. That's just human beings. And so you can just put on their sticky note and leave, and they don't have to spit on you. Then they're going to call, why do you put a sticky note on my door? Hey, this is Rick. Just going around the neighborhood looking at houses I'm looking to buy. Or you looking to sell yours? I put a sticky note there because I'm looking to buy that house. I'm interested in buying it. Are you interested in an offer? And guess what? Well, guess what? You heard it, but they didn't say it to you. They didn't spit in your face. You just heard it over the phone. You just press delete.
Yeah. And guys, the whole purpose of marketing is to legally and ethically engage your prospects. And the one thing I've learned over 23 years is sometimes less is more. And the best way to do it is when you can invoke curiosity. Listen, ringless voicemail was so powerful because it went after the one thing that drove people. They were just curious. They can't stand it. Try this right now. Call somebody and hang up, and I'll bet you 80% of those people will call you right back. People just can't stand not to know something.
Or the big secret is you do this. Hello, Richard? Yes. What? Now,
you know how RVM is. We're not going to go over that. We can't do it. So how can we do this without going, oh my, without creating an emergency or something like that? There's nothing wrong with a kind note. It's not like, call me, your house is on fire. You can't do stuff like that.
It's not like an official like government. We have also played this where it's like, okay, why don't we print like, it kind of looks like a government document, but it's not.
Yeah.
They have Doge. It's like the Department of Zach buying houses. But I was like, you know what? The pros and the cons of this are just not there.
So the problem with marketing is you can go over the line, like the fake printed check. You want to start out with distrust, go with that one because you want to do final notice. I know there was a lot. I did final notice once because I thought, okay, I can hit out of the park. Dude, the phone calls I got attention. I got the wrong attention. And then you will get the postmaster. They have the right to reach out to you. They can go after you. So if you do something that's illegal or you scare people are going to come down onto you. So just be wise when you do the reverse driving for dollars. There's a reason why we share the reverse driving for dollars because it works. It just tickles the curiosity button, and there's nothing dangerous about it other than your time.
There you go. I love it. Number 8, even easier. Okay. Digital bandit signs. I do not understand why this isn't done enough. but it legitimately takes 10 minutes a day to do. Just go to Facebook groups. And what you have to do is just two things, right? Number one, you have to warm up the oven, and then you put the cookies in the oven. You put the pie in the oven and let it bake.
I'm hungry. Stop.
What I mean by this is you don't want to put something in the oven if it's not warm, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to warm the oven up. And what I mean by warming the oven up is if you go into a Facebook group. So I like to think of like the Cincinnati locals Facebook group, right? Of all like what's going on in the city of Cincinnati, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what you can do in that Facebook group is if you just post in there, Zach buys houses cash, it's going to get 1 like and like 2 comments. That's how Facebook is now.
Yep.
But the biggest hack I found is if you put in there, you have to, Facebook likes people that are viral, just being honest. Okay. So what you got to do is just go to the Cincinnati locals Facebook group and says, what do they, yeah, what they get? What do they call it? Skyline chili? Is that what the,
Yeah.
is that what's called Skyline chili?
It's good stuff, man. Mm.
Yeah, they basically put spaghetti, beef, and cheese. Okay,
You can't see it with the cheese.
You're getting way too hungry. But like, if you go to Cincinnati local guys, say, "Hey, I just moved here," or whatever, right? You say whatever you want. Who has the best Skyline chili in the city? Guess what's going to happen? You're going to have 5,000 people commenting. Now, don't say that in like outside of Cincinnati, but like what I've always said this, and this is always funny, but it's true. Italian Americans are the most passionate food people, and I don't care who. I'm just making this is a hot take, but Italian Americans are the most passionate people about food. Okay, I've never seen 2 other people besides 2 Italians arguing about where's the best pizza in the city. Yep. The dough is just not good enough at Mario's. Sicilio's is better. They will argue all day.
Yep.
And people are so passionate about pizza. I don't understand why, but they just are. Okay. People will fight to the death. They'll get in physical brawls about pizza for some reason. If you write who has the best pizza in Cincinnati, you will have 5,000 comments. And people will fight to the death. Okay? I'm just telling you, it is the truth. If you who has the best tacos, you'll get, I've tried tacos, right? Everyone loves tacos, and pretty much everyone's got amazing tacos, right? There's a lot of good, but like people will fight to the death about pizza. I don't know why, but that is like, I don't know why, but that is like their thing. And you can put who's got the best tacos in there. You'll get like 10 or 15 comments, but you put best pizza, you'll get 1,000 comments. I don't know why. I've tried spaghetti. I've tried like who's got the best pasta in town. Italian food goes crazy. I don't know. He has best pizza, best pasta, the best bakery, right? But like if you just put that in any city, you're going to get 500 likes, 600 comments. And now Facebook is like, this person, this Rick guy, he's a viral person. And we got to reward him on the algorithm. And so guess what's happened? Now the oven is warm. Guess what you're going to do now? You're not just going to post Rick buys house in Cincinnati. No, you're not going to do that. That's stupid, right? What you're going to do is you're going to go to AI and let's do this. This is going to be great. So if I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, right? Think about Cincinnati. What do people in Cincinnati like?
The Reds?
Yeah. I'll do this.
I don't know much about Cincinnati.
Make a photo of me and Joe Burrow.
The Bengals, maybe?
The Bengals. We're Joe eating pizza and laughing with a pizza box that says Zach house is cash. So let me show you what I'm doing. Okay. So then you need to make a post, but it has to be a post that's kind of still based on what you posted last time. And this, I get a ton of deals. No one does it. And I'm just telling you. So I'm going to say, here's a picture of me, make a photo of me and Joe Burrow. Cause people in Cincinnati, Ohio, the Bengals, right? They love Joe Burrow there eating pizza and laughing with a pizza box that says Zach buys house is cash with the phone number, right? No joke. You're going to post that and say, hey, and you could make it a funny, hey, me and Joe really appreciate your suggestion. And if you're looking to sell your house, right, let me know. Or you say, hey, this is going to be my go-to place after I buy people's houses for cash.
Should have done Ocho Cinco. Oh, he's old news.
He's old news.
Okay.
So
I'm old. So.
no. But basically, what I mean by that is like you don't want to make it like a blatant like just a shill. Like, oh, I'm trying to promote my thing, right? Say, hey, this is going to be my go-to place to celebrate a closing because you know what I do? I buy houses for cash.
Got it.
And people are, and guess what? People who are like 80 years old and be like, Joe Burrow, what is he doing eating pizza with you? And just telling you, the AI is getting pretty scary. And then you can make a little AI post. And I'm telling you, it's pretty crazy. I showed another day. It was a Georgia Bulldog eating a pizza with a little box. You know, Zach, Zach buys houses cash. But you just post those and you're going to get a ton of wholesaling deals. Problem is most people still refuse to do it. And the reason I'm telling you to do that is right now, ChatGPT will let me make a picture with Joe Burrow. By the way, that seems really illegal for me to do. Right? Like I shouldn't be able to do that, but I'm not going to tell you what you can or can't do. But as of in 2025, I'm telling you, I promise you next 10 years, this won't be able to happen. I can have a picture with me and Joe Burrow in a Cincinnati Bengals like trademarked uniform. And he could have a sign that says Zach buys houses cash. I promise you in 10 years, ChatGPT won't let you do that for trademarks and all the lawsuits. We're in like the wild west of AI right now.
Oh, you could do WKRP.
WKRP. Oh, Lord. Look at this
picture.
What that is? No.
Oh, God.
Look at this.
That's an old sitcom show.
Oh, my gosh.
Is that Joe Burrow?
Yeah, that doesn't look too good.
What happened to the box, though?
What happened to the box? Well, it's still making
it's still creating it. There it goes.
There's me and Joe Burrow. I mean, make him wear a Bengals. No, let's do this. Wear an LSU jersey. So let's say I'm doing this in Louisiana. People love LSU there, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to have him make an LSU jersey. Why not, right? And people are going to know who he is after he wears the LSU jersey, right? But look, I know I look really creepy there, but like you kind of get the point, right? I could care less about if I look good or not, right?
Yeah.
But that is the point. And so they're going to make him wear an LSU jersey while doing it. Or you just do me with an LSU jersey, right? And you can have me with an LSU jersey, Miami Heat jersey, right? I don't care. Just don't give me a Jets jersey.
It's funny because you're going to have a UM shirt. And he'll have an LSU.
Yeah. Why is the UM guy eating pizza too? I don't know. Is he? Yeah, he is. Look at this. Look, he's eating pizza in the shirt.
Oh my God.
Isn't that wild? AI is nuts, isn't it? But yeah, so just FYI, this AI stuff is crazy. I don't think in the next, I don't even know how long. They're not going to let me. Oh boy. Hold on. There we go. They're not going to let me do this in the future. I'm just telling you right now. So make sure you make the use of it before you start crying about, oh, yeah, I couldn't do Joe Burrow anymore. Yeah, because you didn't listen to me and everything I say. I'm telling you, okay? I'm a magician. I know the future. Number 9, what's even easier than digital bandit signs, and this is like the best, like one of the best ROIs is probate mailers. I don't think we talk about probate mailers enough, but it is, compared to what you can get from it, it's so cheap. 50, 60 bucks a month. Great marketing, right?
Yeah, it's cheap. It's you just got to hang in there. You got to be.
So explain probate mailers to someone that doesn't know about
it. I mean, there's only so many leads per county. You'll get a pulse for it pretty quick. So like my average county around here, it was like 40 was a light month and like 75 to maybe 80 in a month. And once you sort through the ones that actually own real estate, it can just be, 30 to 50 leads on average. Obviously, places like Houston, something like that, be a lot more. But all we did was we'd send them a letter and you just slow walked it through. Now, here's the weird thing is sometimes you go months without a phone call. But man, when you got a phone call and they wanted to get rid of the property, it was the best return on investment I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking 6-figure deals that I spent like $1 sending it out. But here's the problem. A lot of people they want a quick hit. And if you're patient and you're consistent, you can hit out of the park. Once again, the average probate wholesaler quits after 60 to 90 days. I always tell people go 1 year. And you figure it might cost you $500-600 a year for the market, but it's easy. You kind of set it and forget it and just answer your phones live. And when they call, you're the first ones to them. They're negotiating directly with you. And unless you screw it up and they don't want to sell it, it is the best wholesale deal you ever get. So
by far.
Yeah. hands down.
Why am I wearing the LSU
You know, they
jersey?
mixed it up, but they get the idea.
Oh yeah, you get the idea. So we'll do this. Oh Lord, you're loving this way too much. I'm gonna have you do it next
That's
time.
funny.
But okay, I'm wearing an LSU jersey. He should be wearing the LSU jersey, but whatever. You guys kind of get the point, right? Like that's still
It's scary how you can manipulate pictures.
that
It
you-
really
you-
is horrifying.
You could still do it, right? And so that's it, right? Make an AI of Rick saying that and just by the way, AI is going to be in the future where there's going to be an AI Rick that's going to DM you that is going to have like, here's my course and buy it for $1,000. Just FYI, just know real Zach's not going to do that or real Rick, but AI, there's going to be AI people like that. And then most importantly, the easiest way is just JVing. I don't know why people still like are against this. Just go to zachdiscord.com. All right. Just go to zachdiscord.com and just find people that need help dispelling their deal. And if you can have buyers or like X leads or something like that, use your buyers list, right? Or just if you already have buyers, you're already doing deals, find something that's brand new. Hey, I'm a new kid. I just got a deal locked up. I need help dispelling it. And I had somebody try to expose me the other day, like Zach just does this to dig JVs. So technically, he's making money off of YouTube. I'm like, so you're mad that I make millions of dollars from people sending me JV deals? Why providing free education?
Yeah,
it's all and like Zach's. This is my favorite one. Zach's a real wholesaler because he makes millions off of JVs. I'm like, last time I checked, last time I asked my title company, these were all assignments.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't understand. You're mad at me for making millions of dollars doing JVs. It's like, what do you want me to do coaching instead and then no more JVs? Like, come on. Hey, I'm already addicted to JV deals, right? I'm still doing other wholesaling, but like, it's pretty exciting. And I've been very transparent since the beginning. Send me wholesale deals. I have no shame in that. Send me a wholesale deal, sellmypaper.com, send me a deal. Let's do deals together, right? They got to be good deals, obviously, but like, you got a $50,000 deal. I'll make 25. You make 25. I have no problem doing that with you, right?
Yeah, it's
JVing's like the upper echelon.
But guys, understand it. Like the whole point of what me and Zach do, we have a free community for everything. But like the thing is, I don't make you guys pay for the education. We do deals together and make money together. And that's what's called marketing. That's the whole point of today's live stream, is to teach how to connect the marketing to the vehicles to actually connect with motivated sellers. I'm a master marketer. He's picked up the skill too. And this is why we use this entire community, but it's a mutually beneficial relationship. You win, we win. That's the exact way we teach wholesaling. And that's why we do it. That's why, like the course sales, don't get me wrong. You can sell whatever you want. We're in a capitalistic society, but you're in a society where people vote with two things, their wallet and their time. And I'm going to tell you this, they're both as equally important in today's society. And we're teaching you how to get eyeballs so you can get your marketing wholesaling out there.
There we go. And your JVs, right? Your reputation is everything in this business. That's why I get a ton of JV deals, because of my reputation. Now, I'm not going to throw any shots. I'm going to tell you the truth. Me and Rick, we have never sold crypto to you guys that went to $0. We've never sold you an NFT project that went to zero. And I'm not calling anyone specific. There's multiple NFT real estate guys that sold millions of dollars and went to zero. I've never sold you an Amazon FBA course. That I've never done that. I've never done the Walmart automation thing. I haven't done any of this stuff. Okay. But like, your reputation's everything. And and the worst one, and by far the worst scam in the wholesaling space. And I'm just going to let everybody know. And I don't care if you might have to shut me up here, but the worst scam I ever see in wholesaling coaching is the evergreen coaching program. Give me 14 grand and then you're in for life. Because I've seen this on about, I'm not going to say the number because it's over 10 of these wholesaling programs where it's like, give me 4 grand and you're in it for life. And what they do is they say, well, we're going to keep doing the calls. We're going to do like a once every other month call. But I have this other coaching program. It's separate. But you said I'm with whatever you do for life. Well, I can't make any more money off of you anymore. And then they make 4 or 5 coaching programs. It goes crazy. Or my favorite one is the, I used to talk about wholesaling, but now this is about, life coaching, and we don't talk about wholesaling anymore. Or, I used to talk about this, but now we're doing, and I've seen these scams everywhere, right? My favorite one was the $100 lifetime coaching programs. Those are my favorite. Those are my personal
It used
favorite
to be a
ones.
sell up when
$100 for life, and then after a year, they're like, we just changed the programs on here, right? I've never offered for life in my life.
well, you can't
Crazy.
live up to the expectation. And it's more of a sales ploy, and like it. Then they get into the weeds. It's only for this product, and if I rename it and if I move it over,
You remember here's the thing about for life. That means for life. That means
No.
I'm not burning couching any of these wholesaling coaches by the age of 74 stop with their programs, because you said for life, my guy, my gal, right? And
listen,
so
people struggle even with products with their lifetime warranties. Like, it is a huge red flag. So unless your company's been in business for 100 years, here's a reality, man. Like, I'm not knocking on it, but most of these coaching programs that come up in wholesaling, because I've been this 23 years, so I do have a right to kind of tell you, is they blow up. It's all about the sales. Here's the difference between me and Zach. I'm in it for like the marathon, the long haul. So I'm never going to look the sharpest. There's always going to be someone way above me, but I promise you, I will be here the longest. I will be here. We care about our reputation. And the thing is, you can take money. At some point, you still have to help people out. And if it's constantly an upgrade, it's this. Everybody's trying to the latest, greatest one is we're going to create bots. So like I can have 1 million of me out there and they can answer like any of your questions. I'm like,
well, we have that. We have the AI bot.
I do. We don't charge. Like it's part of the program. But like the idea, guys, is run a marathon. If you do the right thing and move forward, you will survive another day. So many times in wholesaling, we watch all these companies go through these seasons, and the people that were teaching 6-7 years ago, they don't even like evergreen. If they're not around anymore, and if it's such a great company, it should survive the time. Rarely do you see wholesaling companies like survive.
Same thing with the software. Like, we've been offered very nice sums to, can I just buy X leads from you?
Yeah.
No.
We're here.
There's a lot of money. Trust me. I've contemplated a couple times, like, man, that'd be really nice, but like, it's not worth my reputation to go give it to
the blood, sweat,
I'm not
and
gonna
tears
say who.
put into it.
I'm not going to say it, but yeah.
But guys, listen, we want to run a marathon. So if you want to be in the business in the long run, there's a reason I stayed away from the coaching and stuff like that. Cause it was all about how can we sell people? And it's like, what about the product? And the biggest thing we see is like, we buy a product, we think we solved the problem. We find out the product was nothing more than like a shell. They're not all like that. But so many. And then something happened after 2013. I'm like, it just got out of control. And now I think it's kind of coming around. See who survives the longest, see who supports, and see who works with you to do deals with you, because they have to be in it to win it for both parties. And that's what we want to do. And so if I wanted to make the most money, I'd just sell you a coaching product and I would run it for 3 to 5 years. And then I do the quick exit. And then I go on to my next career. And then we see this over and over. I've been in wholesaling 23 years. I actually enjoy this stuff. And I meet so many people go, oh, I hate what I do, but I make so much money selling the programs. Like, you guys have to vote with your time and your money. And we all need to win. And the way me and Zach do it is we can give you kind of some tough lessons along the way and let you know you're really going to have to work your butt off.
There we go. So guys, if you want to go out here and get deals out cold calling, I think 10 through 7, you're good to go. Text, call, whatever. That's how you're going to have success in this business. And so, guys, if you got any value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe. Go to freewholesaling.com below to join our free real estate wholesaling community. Over 41,000 of our best friends.
Yep.
And I will be going live tomorrow at 8 o'clock on the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, just go in the freewholesaling.com community and you get the link in there. And I appreciate it. Guys, see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out.
Rick Ginn signing out.